With this program, students from the Faculty of Economics and Business have the opportunity to study outside the study program for 3 semesters. Apart from that, students are directly involved in the business sector, which allows students to understand how to run a business as well as various local geniuses related to business strategies. Currently, the Economics and Business faculty has a business that sells various tastes of ice cream and processed milk managed by the students. In the field of research, various national
Good morning and welcome esteemed guests, professors, and participants to today's General Lecture Series on Sustainable Business Environment 2024.
Alright, our program is about to start in a few minutes. May I request everyone to settle down and find your seat. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The Honorable Professor Slamin PhD as the Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs Universitas Jember.
The Honorable Professor Dr. Istifadah as the Dean of Faculty of Economic and Business Universitas Jember.
The Honorable Dr. Siti Maria Wardayati as the Vice Dean of Academic Affairs. The Honorable Dr. Markus Apriono as the Vice Dean of Students and Alumni Affairs.
The Honorable Dr. Arif Sikandar as the Speaker from College of Business Murdoch, University, Australia.
The Honorable Dr. Mazuri Abdul Ghani as the Speaker from University Sultan Zainal Abidin, Malaysia.
The Honorable Cempaka Paramita MSc as Moderator.
And good morning to our talented and skillful participants who serve as gems of our future, and to all the people behind this momentous event.
Baik, hadirin yang berbahagia, pertama-tama marilah kita panjatkan puji syukur kehadirat Tuhan yang Maha Esa yang telah melimpahkan rahmat, nikmat dan hidayahnya kepada kita semua, sehingga kita dapat berkumpul dalam rangkaian acara Sustainable Business Environment pada pagi hari ini.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce ourselves. My name is Vinita Salsabila, and my partner,
I am Izati Radia,
and we will be your masters of ceremony for the
Guest Lecture Sustainable Business Environment 2024. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the first Global General Lecture Series on Sustainable Business Environment is an annual event that aims to foster a deeper understanding of the critical intersection between management, technology, and sustainability.
This year's theme is Unleash Sustainability, Rethinking Business for a Greener Future. Through a series of engaging lectures and discussions, participants will explore innovative approaches to sustainable business practices, learn about the latest technological advancement, and understand the importance of environmental, social, and governance or ESG standard.
Baik, serial kuliah umum Sustainable Business Environment adalah acara tahunan yang bertujuan untuk meningkatkan pemahaman mendalam tentang hubungan penting antara manajemen, teknologi, dan keberlanjutan.
Tema tahun ini adalah Unleash Sustainability, Rethinking Business for a Greener Future. Melalui rangkaian ceramah dan diskusi yang menarik, peserta akan mengeksplorasi pendekatan inovatif untuk praktik bisnis berkelanjutan, mempelajari kemajuan teknologi terbaru, serta memahami pentingnya standar Environmental, Social, and Governance or ESG.
Alright, this program not only enhances academic learning, but also encourages networking and collaboration among students, faculty, and industry professionals committed to creating a more sustainable future.
Program ini tidak hanya meningkatkan pembelajaran akademis, tetapi juga mendorong jaringan dan kolaborasi di antara mahasiswa, dosen, dan profesional industri yang berkomitmen untuk menciptakan masa depan yang lebih berkelanjutan.
Alright, next I will read out the agenda for this morning's event.
The first agenda is opening by MC.
Agenda yang pertama yakni pembukaan oleh MC.
The second agenda is singing the national anthem Indonesia Raya, hymn of Universitas Jember, and March of Faculty of Economics and Business Universitas Jember.
Dilanjutkan dengan acara menyanyikan lagu kebangsaan Indonesia Raya, himne Universitas Jember, dan Mars Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Jember.
The next agenda is event reporting by Profesor Dr. Istifada.
Dilanjutkan dengan laporan kegiatan oleh Profesor Dr. Istifada.
The next agenda is opening speech by Profesor Slamin PhD.
Acara selanjutnya yakni sambutan pembukaan oleh Profesor Slamin PhD.
The next agenda is documentation.
Agenda selanjutnya adalah dokumentasi.
The next agenda is first session material presentation from Dr. Arif Sikandar and Q&A.
Dilanjutkan dengan sesi 1, presentasi oleh Dr. Arif Sikandar dan tanya jawab.
And the next session is material presentation by Dr. Mazuri, Abdul Ghani and Q&A.
Acara selanjutnya yakni memasuki sesi yang kedua, presentasi oleh Dr. Mazuri Abdul Ghani dan tanya jawab.
And the last session is closing remarks.
Acara yang terakhir yakni penutup.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed with today's agenda, let us all stand up and sing the national anthem Indonesia Raya, hymn of Universitas Jember, and march of Faculty of Economics and Business. I kindly ask everyone to stand up.
Hadirin dimohon berdiri.
Langkah seirama ke depan menuju masa depan yang cerah, menjadi garda terdepan pendidikan, membaca pemimpin bangsa. Kami para sivitas akademika, Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis, bersatu tekad sukseskan pembangunan bangsa, menjadi ekonom terlatih terbimbing di bawah panji alma mater tercinta, Universitas Jember. Siap tunaikan tridharma perguruan tinggi, kuatkan semangat jiwa Pancasila. Hidup Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis, kita jayalah selamanya.
Thank you everyone. Please you may have a seat.
Before we proceed our next agenda, we would like to invite Honorable Professor Dr. Istifada to deliver reporting event. Please join us in welcoming Professor Dr. Istifada to the stage. Time is yours.
Thank you, MC. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu, budaya, salam kebajikan, salam sehat semuanya. Alhamdulillah, bersyukurillah hari ini ada acara yang luar biasa. Itu semua berkat rahmat Allah dari Allah Subhanahu wa taala. Salawat dan salam selalu kita curahkan pada baginda Rasulullah Nabi Muhammad SAW. Semoga kita termasuk yang beroleh syafaat beliau di amin akhir. Amin. Good morning, the Honorable Vice Rector in Academic Affairs, Prof. Salamet PhD, our distinguished speakers, Dr. Arif Sikandar and Dr. Mazuri Abdul Ghani, all faculty members and dear students. Applause to students. It is my honor to report on the first general lecture series on sustainable business environment, organized by the Management Study Program at the Faculty of Economic and Business. Applause for Management Study Program. Held under the theme Sustainability Analysis, Rethinking Business for a Greener Future. This two-day event has provided an invaluable opportunity for learning and collaboration on the role of sustainability in business. On the first day, November 25th, we were pleased to host two distinguished speakers, Dr. Harry Trong from National Taipei University, NTPU, and Dr. Setya Widyawan Prakosa from National Taiwan University of Science and Technology. The lectures were attended by 197 students from Universitas Jember and from UNISA, who actively engaged in discussion about sustainable business practices. Additionally, the first day featured discussion on the joint research initiation and future collaboration in the International undergraduate program between University of Jember, National Taipei University, National Taiwan University of Science and Technology, and UNISA Malaysia. The second day, the event continues in a hybrid format with online lectures from Dr. Arif Sikandar of Murdoch University, Australia, and Dr. Mazuri Abdul Ghani from UNISA, Malaysia. Around 160 students and faculty members from UNED are joining us for today's session. further demonstrating the widespread interest in sustainable business practices. This general lecture series has been a remarkable platform for learning, collaboration, and exchange of ideas. The discussion and lectures over the past 2 days have not only broadened our understanding of sustainability in business, but have also reinforced the importance of global partnership and joint research in addressing the complex challenges in our time. On behalf of the Faculty of Economics and Business, I extend my gratitude to everyone who has made this event possible. Thank you, and let us embark on this journey of sustainability together. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much to Professor Dr. Istifada.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to invite the Honorable Professor Slamin PhD to deliver the opening speech and formally open the event. Please join us in welcoming Professor Slamin PhD to the stage. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning, ya, selamat pagi, salam sejahtera bagi kita semua, ya, salam sehat selalu. Yang saya hormati, campur aja bahasanya, Prof ya. Biar yang kayaknya ini bahasa dari Malaysia juga ya. Oke, pakai bahasa Inggris saja. Sorry. Honorable Dean for Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Jember, Professor Istifada, and all deans, vice deans, and also the head of the management department, Prof. Sumani, and all my colleagues, kolega saya semuanya, Prof. Ika, Pak Hadi, Pak Zainuri, dan semuanya yang nggak mungkin saya sebut, harus disebut juga Bu Elo, ya, Bu Lili, Bu Dewi, dan semuanya, ya, Bu Santi juga, and of course all student, ya, my dearest student, and distinguished speaker. First one is Dr. Arif Sikandar, ya, from Murdoch University, Australia. I heard that actually he's originally from Pakistan. It means we are in the same DNA, especially with me, because I've been visiting professor in Pakistan twice, in Lahore especially. And also Dr. Nazuri Abdul Ghani from University Sultan Zainal Abidin, Malaysia. And first of all, I would like to thank God for very sincerely gratitude, for us. So today, this morning, we can hold, or we can organize a general lecture with what's called general lecture series on sustainable business environment, and the theme for this lecture today is Sustainability Unleashed, Rethinking Business for a greener future. I think this is my honor and privilege to welcome you all, especially for students from Nisa, Malaysia. Welcome to Jember and welcome to Faculty of Economics and Business Universitas Jember. Selamat datang di Jember, di FIB. Mudah-mudahan Anda menikmati kuliah di FIB dan juga stay di Jember. I hope you enjoy your lecture while you are in Jember, as well as you enjoy visiting some area in Jember, especially the kuliner. Suka makanan, tapi jangan yang pedas-pedas. Bisa juga pusing-pusing. Jember. And today we convene with the shared purpose and vision, one that underscores the urgency of addressing our environmental challenge, while redefining the very essence of business success. The theme for this lecture, Sustainability Unleashed, Rethinking Business for a Greener Future, is very relevant. You know, the world stands at critical juncture. Climate change, resource depletion, and environmental degradation have forced us to reevaluate how we live, consume, and conduct business. No longer it is sufficient for business to simply aim for profitability. Instead, they must live steward of sustainability, championing innovation, environmental preservation, and social equity. This paradigm shift require bold thinking, systematic change, and above all, a commitment to act. And you know, especially for our guests, the student from Malaysia, this theme is actually very relevant to our university vision. Our university vision is to excel in the development of science, technology, and art, focusing on environment, business, and industrial agriculture. So I think this also implement our vision. And this is also relevant with what is called ESG. ESG stands for environment, social, and governance. You know that in this criteria, there are 3 criteria for ESG. The first one is environmental, and how a company's activity affect the environment, such as energy consumption, carbon emission, and waste management. For social, how a company reputation and relationship with stakeholders, such as local communities, supplier, customer, and employees. So that's why in company, usually we call what is called apa yang social responsibility, CSR. CSR. So that's why, just to maintain our relationship with the social, with the community. And the last one for ESG is governance. How a company is governed, such as executive compensation, shareholder right, and board election. And what is the importance of sustainability in business? I think in this connected global economy, sustainability is no longer an option. It is an imperative. Business must pivot from traditional practices to models that prioritize long-term value over short-term gains. By embracing sustainability, companies can future-proof themselves against regulatory risk and market disruption. They can unlock new opportunities for innovation and efficiency. And perhaps most importantly, they can build trust with their stakeholders, customers, employees, and communities alike. So I think I don't want to give another lecture because our 2 distinguished speakers is waiting for us. Let we listen to them. And kita buka ya. Oke, sorry, saya harus membuka, mohon izin Bu Dekan Saya pikir cukup kuliah saya hari ini biar yang tamunya aja, dosen tamunya aja yang ngasih kuliah nanti. Nah, nanti kalau saya jelasin semua, maka kehabisan materi juga kan. Sorry. Oke, mohon izin Bu Dekan, teman-teman semua, Bapak Ibu. I reciting Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We officially open general lecture series on sustainable business environment. The theme is Sustainability Unleashed, Rethinking Business for a Greener Future. Selamat menikmati kuliah umumnya. Enjoy your general lecture. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right, thank you very much, Professor Slamin, PhD. So, first of all, let us say hello first to the distinguished speaker in here. We have Dr. Arif Sikandar and Dr. Mazuri. Hello, doctor, how are you?
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. So as you can see in here, the students are very excited to see you and to learn more about greener future in sustainability. So how are you feeling today, Dr. Mazuri and Dr. Arif Sikandar?
Alhamdulillah, I'm feeling good and happy to see you all and can't wait to my turn. Alhamdulillah. Allah.
I'm feeling quite good. I have a bad throat, but I can survive for at least 1 and 2 hours. And it's a very good opportunity you have provided to me. And I think after a while I'm coming to you. I was living in Brunei, Dar es Salaam for about 4 bulan. So saya sikit-sikit Melayu or Bahasa. So I will try to understand if you are trying to raise questions in Malay. But I'm not that proficient, okay. I was in Brunei for about 40 years, and I was flying with the King of Brunei. I'm a pilot. I fly big aeroplanes. And my wife is a doctor. She was a gynecologist in Brunei. So we have lived in Brunei for a while. So we are very familiar with the culture of Malay, Indonesia, and Brunei, almost similar. So I really, and my children still want to go back, but my job does not allow me to go back. So I hope I can appreciate some learn word over there.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof. Dr. Arif Sikandar and Dr. Mazuri. Give applause everyone to our distinguished speaker.
Baik, kami informasikan kepada seluruh hadirin bahwa kami akan ada break selama 5 menit dan kami akan kembali 5 menit ke depan.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, to begin the discussion, I would like to invite Cempaka Paramita MSc to moderate our session today. Cempaka Paramita MSc is the lecturer in the Management Department, Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Jember.
Cempaka Paramita MSc, time is yours to moderate our session today.
Thank you, our beautiful MCs. Okay, let's start our main agenda today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, selamat pagi, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. The Honorable Dean and Vice Dean of Faculty of Economics, University of Jember, the Honorable Head and Secretary Department of Management and Economics, Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Jember, all coordinators of study programs of management, Faculty of Economics and Business, Head of GPM, Faculty of Economics and Business, our honorable speakers from Australia and Malaysia, lecturers, students, ladies and gentlemen. Today is our second day of general lecture series on sustainable business environment with the main theme Sustainability Unleashed, Rethinking Business for a Greener Future. In this very meaningful occasion, we have two speakers from University Sultan Zainal Abidin Malaysia, Dr. Mazuri Abdul Ghani and Dr. Arif Sikandar from Murdoch Business School, Murdoch University, Australia. Yesterday we talked about sustainable business environment, focusing on financial and technological aspect, and today we will learn a lot from our two distinguished speakers from the marketing and also HR or human resources management aspect. Before we begin our today's discussion, I would like to introduce them to all of you. Our first speaker is Dr. Arif Sikandar. He is a senior lecturer and academic chair HRM in Murdoch Business School, Western Australia. He is also consultant in aviation management. Dr. Arif finished his bachelor degree of avionics engineering in University of Karachi and then continued his education in Master of Digital System Engineering in University of Southampton, UK and Master of Business Administration in Institute of Business Administration, University of Karachi and Master in Education Technology Management in University of Western Australia, and then continued his doctoral education in Murdoch University, Australia. His research interests covering about the sustainable HRM, green HRM, strategic management of technologies, and also quality management. And today he will talk about HR's green thumb, nurturing sustainable business practices. Our second speaker is the Honorable Dr. Mazuri Abdul Ghani. She is Associate Professor and also Dean of Faculty of Business and Management or Perniagaan dan Pengurusan from University Sultan Zainal Abidin, Malaysia. She finished her diploma in College Ugama Sultan Zainal Abidin and then continued her bachelor degree in University Teknologi Mara Cawangan Shah Alam and then continued her education in University Putra Malaysia and got her doctor in University Kebangsaan Malaysia. His research area covers marketing, brands management and also tourism marketing. Dr. Mazuri is also the main author with several publications in international journals and has published several books. She is also awarded by many institutional educations. For example, special award from Inovasi Pendidikan Tinggi Era Pandemi COVID-19 and also a novel bronze MPI for research, I guess, a novel tool to determine institutional and interpersonal economical, cultural and technology factors in service sector SMS in Malaysia toward globalization in 2021. And today, Dr. Mazuri will talk in detail related to HR, especially related to corporate social responsibility as a marketing tool aligning corporate values with consumer expectations. And without further ado, for the first session, I would like to invite Dr. Arif to present the topics related to HR Green Thumb Nurturing Sustainable Business Practices. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Arif from Mugdorf Business School, Australia. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Let me just settle down with, if you can see my video. Okay, I'm sure you will be able to hear me. But my screen, I have to see my screen. How can I share? Okay. I don't know, I don't get any feedback yet. So can you see my screen, please?
Yes, we can hear you clearly and you can see the screen clearly also.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you everyone, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Iyyaka
wabarakatuh.
na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. I'm very honored and obliged for the University of Denver to invite me for this short talk on a very important and very demanding topic nowadays. I discussed with my dean and my pro-vice chancellor about this, and both were very delighted to have some type of collaboration with your university and my university here. We have a lot of students from Indonesia, so I'm supervising some of your PhD students also. So it is a very good opportunity, not from your university, but I'm talking of Indonesia. So we have a very good collaboration with Indonesian universities, and I think one of the schools are visiting today to see our universities, so to take them around and show them. So this basically gives an opportunity for us to share things with you and for you to share things with us, whatever we have gained in our research journey till today. So my objective is not just giving a lecture or a short talk. My objective is to initiate some type of collaboration, especially in terms of your students coming to Australia or our students going for exchanges, or your staff coming over here to us and our staff going to your university for cross training, or even I would say familiarization visits, because that increases and enhances collaboration. Plus, I think I would be interested if some of your students who are completing their masters by research and they are interested in doing a postgraduate course, a PhD or something like that. So they can approach me, because I'm the academic chair also, and then we can move from there onwards. So if there is some type of understanding or some types of memorandum, it will help our this collaboration to excel. And that should be the purpose rather than a one-off lecture, because one-off lecture I keep on giving so many times. But my objective is to bond the ties between different universities, so everyone benefits, we benefit, you benefit, and the students benefit. So that was my purpose of coming to you, so that I'm aware of where you are going, what type of research you are doing. But obviously in a lecture today I might not be able to gain that thing, but maybe in future when we have more collaboration, or someone from you visiting us or we visiting you, then we can, I think, share more things about the research going on in sustainable, because this is also one of our Murdoch University's strategic goals. So we have few strategic goals we have to meet, and sustainable business is one of these strategic goals. As such, we are also trying to include as much of sustainability in our courses, wherever we can do that so that our teaching and our courses align with the university strategic objectives. And if we can meet this, then we can, prove that whatever the journey we took for sustainability, we have been successful in doing so. And so we have campuses in our university, have campuses in Dubai, in Singapore, Kaplan, Malaysia. We have a small one. Okay, so but we are trying to expand to different countries of the world so that we can be slightly more connected to them as in this area and benefit from their learning, because yours is a very unique type of place where the cultures, different cultures from Australia. And if we can understand that culture, then I think we can penetrate into that research market. Otherwise, it becomes a very standard academic research. So, if people should know the culture of different countries. You all should know ours, and we should know yours. So that should be helping us in the future in research in this area of sustainable business practices. So today, you gave me a general theme on sustainable business environment. So I thought to select something where my students are doing some research. So because that is useful to me, just discussing a topic without any utility in the future, I would think that is just one-off lecture. So I would try to utilize whatever certain things. We have not published those things, so as such, obviously, whatever I can share, I will share with you, so that you are also aware what is happening. And if someone is interested, they will have my email. They can email us to find out more, or if they're interested in some types of research in this area, they can. So we can always collaborate with your staff as well as students in terms of research. If you are interested to publish joint papers or publish papers with your masters and PhD students. Undergraduate students, obviously, they're not that involved in that much of research, but masters and PhD students are involved. So we can think of sharing, especially in this area, which is our strategic goal also in our universities. That's why we are interested in this. So I thought to select one of the topics in which we do research, or I am doing research with the students. So my topic I selected was HRS, green. We have heard of green human resource management, because this is so important in Australia that if you just go to seek.com. Seek.com is a platform which is a recruiting platform, and it has become one of the top most recruitment platform in the world. So again, I repeat, seek.com. You go there and try to find out which areas are in demand in the world. And you all, as students at the university, when I was a student at the university, I was more interested in getting a job. For me, job was important. So for you also, I'm 100% sure job should be very important. And if universities cannot help provide job to the students, then those universities don't survive a lot. So our syllabus has to be industry related, skills related, and all competencies which we try to include in our curriculum should match with the industry. So luckily, the top, I'm building this argument to you so be just aware of my environment, because slightly different. And so we have an accreditation body for human resource. It is known as Australian Human Resource Institute. Just recently, about 2 months back, they have developed certain competency standards, and they call it as a human resource competency framework. And if we want to be on the top of the world, we need to align our syllabus to them. So recently, I have done some work in accrediting our syllabus to align with the competencies of Australian Human Resource Institute. And why they needed to change their competencies this year, because certain things cropped up during the last 4 or 5 years post-COVID. And one was the digital systems technology simulation, and the third one is this ESG. Okay, like your Vice Chancellor President talked about the ESG. So sustainability is also one of the competencies required in the new framework. So technology, which is obviously, it could be analog, it could be digital, and then digital transformation, and the third one was the sustainability are required. So we need to improvise and make changes in our syllabus to ensure whatever we offer is aligned to the industry, because then only our programs or syllabus is acceptable to the world, and that's why we can bring students here so that they feel comfortable that they are talking what the world is talking about and they can get jobs. So my worry always is for students that they should be able to get a job in their area of specialty. That should be one of the purpose. The universities don't give jobs, but they should prepare their students so that they are so confident that their chances of getting jobs in the industry enhances or increases. So that's why I selected this. HR Dirithram and nurturing sustainable business practices. And you will see all this if you are talking sustainable business environment, sustainable business practices, all this relate to people in the organization. No matter we bring digital technology, like my Bachelor of Engineering is in Digital Systems Engineering, so I'm very much aware about digital systems technology, but then I realized that only technology itself is not sufficient. It is the people behind the technology which make systems run. Just like artificial intelligence, we are talking of ChatGPT, we are talking of co-pilots. In our university, we have, we use co-pilot. So all these things are technology, but these technologies do not provide you any help unless the people there who are using the AI, they put it to their practice. So the technology I would still regard as a tool, but it's a very important tool, especially when we are talking of managing people. It makes their life easy and it makes systems much more organized and I would say much more logical. So your decision making becomes more logical when you analyze a system where you have inserted or embedded technology in that system. So Australia is going ahead with our digital transformation. I'm also designing and thinking of including HR in the digital transformation area in our university. So nurturing sustainable business practices obviously cannot be without human resource, because human is basically a resource, and as long as we have human who are a part of the industry, we need to ensure that those people are also prepared for what we are talking every day. Every conference, every lecture is focusing on sustainable business environment. So I thought the people who will bring this to practice are the students. It is myself and yourself. Because if we don't know what it is, then imagine you can keep on giving buzzwords to sustainable practices, ESG, governance, social, environment. It doesn't matter. If you and me are not prepared, if you and me are not motivated, how can all this happen? So the basic thing, the requirement for all these things is that our human resource, which in my university is our students, and outside is our people who are working, our graduates who are working in the Australian industry and Dubai and Singapore, they should be able to bring those practices at the workplace. So this was the theme in my mind when I was researching on this thing, that if that is not there, it will not happen. Okay. So this was just a start so that your mind is very clear where I am coming from. I am coming off that the people who matter should be given value and they should be informed about these things. So that becomes the goal of my, I would say objective of my talk. So in 2022, about 850 companies on the worldwide, we did a survey and 80% said they plan to increase their investment in sustainability. And if you see here, this is a very good, I don't know, idea here. And consumers have sustainability in mind when they shop. 60% said they worry about global warming out of 850 companies, okay? So let me see if I can make this screen big. I'm not getting that thing, this is stopping me this. In this black ribbon here, let me see see, I can make this red ribbon down. I can take it up, I think. Yeah, I can make it big. And this one, that one. I am trying to occupy the entire screen because that will help you to see. Yeah, this is the entire screen now. Let me highlight it. Let me select my highlight. Now, I selected my highlighter and let me bring this down. Yeah, so I think now you can see my screen. So what I'm trying to say is that 65% of the, 65% of the people who were surveyed, they talked and they were worried about global warming. And I'm 100% sure you are living in the same region I am living. We should be worried about global warming. And 85% they talked about what? They are buying more sustainable. Don't you see so much sustainable products? I don't have a cursor, so this line might not be straight, okay? All right, and so this is very huge. Research, 85% are really buying sustainable products, which will be slightly more maybe in the West in terms of this research. But this is not research of the West, it's included 850 companies worldwide. And then 34% are willing to pay more for sustainable products, including myself. So I was not conscious of this thing before at this juncture of my life. But then I realized if I can support, then I think I will just add a little bit to that whole ocean, which is worried about the sustainability. So if you see, if you are willing to pay more and not buying cheap products which do not help sustainability, then it might not help, okay? So this was a very good learning for me in terms of this research. So that people are really bothered. And I'm sure it's because I can't see you all, I wanted to see if I can see the whole audience, that you all must also be interested in ensuring that sustainability is important, because otherwise you are very selfish. You have enjoyed the world and you do not want this to leave a world which will be useful to our new generation, okay? And like you are worried about your children, your own family, okay? Then so all your lalaki, parampuan, your istri, and everyone you are worried about. So why should you be worried about the society, the environment, which makes this whole thing work? And you all know, in our religion, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He created the sky and the earth for us, so that we can utilize it, but we don't have to destroy it. So that thought process, which is part of our iman also, that we need to make sure that we leave this world, when we leave this world, it is a better place to live for others also. So that is the entire concept of sustainable, that means we can sustain. So I thought just to put a one-line definition, I don't want to go in detail, otherwise I keep on talking. So sustainability is now being integrated in every aspect of business operations. And I was more interested in, was my talk, I thought to focus on human resource management, okay? Sustainability is defined as a company's capacity to provide long-term solutions that will enhance the socio-economic environment while continuing to create jobs and financial prosperity for a long period of time. So basically the issue mine is this one, long period of time is important, but otherwise everybody wants everything. I think you don't want a smog, you don't want fog, you don't want pollution, every one of us don't want, especially congested cities of the world, but we are talking of long term. That's the word with buzzword of sustainability. We can sustain it for a long time. If I can control the pollution today, if I can control the carbon emission today, can I do it over a long term? And then the English meaning of sustain means to sustain, okay, till a longer period of time. So all those things which we are doing, very good, but they are short term. So we were interested to look into a long-term definition, and then sustainability came as a long-term thing. This is long terms which help us to ensure that we divert our focus and concentration on those aspects which keep us slightly longer rather than short. So most of our, that means strategy should be directed towards long-term enhancement of the environment and the structure, social economic structure. So both things. So not only in making the environment good, but also to create jobs and have profits. That means the financial viability and the jobs. So we are not only talking of one thing, then obviously the industry won't survive. So we are talking in a moderate terms. That means we should be worried about our profit, no problem at all. And also we should be worried about the socio-economic environment in terms of what is social. That means the society benefits from my existence. My university should help the society. It should create jobs. It should be able to employ people. It should be able to employ people from the society. It should be able to share its knowledge with the society. So the development should not be self-centered. That the university wants students and students and students, and they are not interested that what type of students we are producing, and are they going and making the land or the earth better than what it is today. So that consciousness was a definition which I took from one of the authors, Agarwal. It's a very good definition which I like in terms of long term. Okay. The sustainable, now this was the sustainability. Now sustainability as defined by one of our authors refers to an organization's ability to operate in a manner that ensures long-term viability across three things: environment, economic and social. And you have heard of the TBL, the triple bottom line, which is the same thing like profit, people and planet. That means we should be worried about profit, I told you. We should be worried about the people in the society, in this world, and the planet itself. And imagine these all the other sayings in our religion also. You do what you do a profit which is reasonable enough. People worry hukukul ibad, and then planet, okay, that means the earth which has become hubban wa nabata. It means God has created, all these seeds and all these plants for you. But if you eat all of them and don't ensure that other people who come after you will be able to eat it. So Allah didn't say that I have created this for people who are living in 2025. It was for the times to come. So I think this sustainability is part of our religion also. So it is nothing very grand. You have been given certain things. You have to do hukukul ibad. You have to talk about, you have to learn in business. The Prophet was a business person, okay, so you have to do business also because you have to survive. So see here I'm talking profit, I related with, it is directly related to our the religion. People, I told you about. Planet, I told you about. So I'm saying, if you think this way, you are more motivated. No, what I'm doing, I'm fulfilling the requirement of this world. Yeah, like you've heard of United Nations Development Goals, those 17 sustainable goals. And you will see all of them were given to you before, 1400 years before. They were given to you, but they were not in that format, in a listing format. So you have to use your mind that I am doing something which I should do. So you should be motivated. You're not doing what the West is doing or what the East is doing, you're doing which is ethics, which is a welfare and benefit of people in this world. Okay? And since we are doing, and we have that thing that if we do something good here, we will be rewarded, and that is your compensation. So I am not talking of human resource compensation, okay? I am talking you will be compensated if you do something good here. You will be compensated in where? In the Yawm al-Akhirah. So that compensation you will be guaranteed. So how uncomfortable I will be that if I knew that if I do something good for the people, for the society, for the planet, I will be rewarded for this. So don't wait for the compensation in terms of monetary compensation. You should be worried about getting compensation in a much higher form than the material compensation. But material compensation will also follow if you do things which are as per the requirement of your organization. So I hope this makes sense. This was very small, but I had a lot of things in my mind to talk about this, so I thought I will cover a bit here. So you are motivated. Without motivation, all this is rubbish. No sustainable, no practices, nothing will happen. If you yourself are not motivated and realize that I am doing something very good for everyone. Okay, so that was my purpose of focusing on this point. Sustainable human resource management has been developing for around 15 years, expanding on strategic HR, it includes wide organizational objectives. Okay, fine. SHRM, which is, now remember, this is not strategic HRM because I teach here, which is also known as SHRM, but here it is sustainable HRM. Sustainability connects HR and talent management with sustainability. And you might have, I don't know whether some of you are in HR, but don't. Talent management is one of the things which we are talking nowadays. I'm teaching this unit also, I designed this. So it is, say, synonymous to that recruitment and selection. So the word recruitment and selection is much more, that means you are recruiting, it's telling me about some numbers, I recruited so many people. Talent management is slightly different, and we are now looking for people, not for recruiting them and selecting them. We are talking of people which are of value to our organization not in sunshine, but in cloudy days. When we have days like COVID-19, okay, when we have some catastrophic, say earthquake or something like that. So those people who have that talent, they will help you to take on the organization from the rubble it has entered into that, that era of catastrophe. So we are not talking of normal people, we are talking of talents. They should have the skill and competency. Again, I will just quickly talk about some examples, okay. So a study by Deloitte. Deloitte is a consulting company and deals with accounting and finance also. That's corporate sustainability efforts have evolved beyond public relations or brand defense. So we are talking of greenwashing. So greenwashing is a concept which came quite lately. And there we are talking that most of the organizations are trying to put that label of sustainability in their products. But what happens behind the scene, they are not introducing that thing within the product itself. So it is just whitewashing. These are greenwashing. Have you heard of whitewashing, just painting from outside? And because when visitors visit your place or your organization, then you just make outside as beautiful. Inside it is still that dirt already there. So that means inside the product they have not included sustainability, they have not talked about the materials they are using, are they using sustainable materials or not. They are doing this greenwashing. So this is a very good word to tell you that how some organizations are cheating the system. And if you look at their advertisement, their posters, they will say we care for the earth, but they don't care. So that is becoming a problem. And in terms of I think your president, he also talked about ESG. So that governance thing, that means you need to have a transparency. Transparency means whatever you are publicizing and selling or presenting to the world, that should also be included inside. Okay, we call it Zahir and Batin. Okay, outside and inside it should be the same, the product. Not only outside good and inside nothing. Secondly, sustainability should be ingrained in the cultural fabric of enterprise. You cannot teach sustainability in a course. And I teach you one course and say, now my students know everything about it. Cultural fabric, it should be part of your day-to-day behavior. It should be reflected. It should be a norm, I would say. A norm, that means every day when I'm walking, I'm seeing things, I'm worried about the environment, I'm using water, I'm washing only once, I'm doing wudu, okay? Don't waste water. Imagine all these things will give to you, how much water you can use. There's a quantity of water, it is written, I'm studying that. And it is not that you can just open the tap and do wudu. Isn't that sustainability? Sustainability was there 1400 years before. But you didn't think on that point of view. You thought from the other point of view that, okay, we should use a little water in our wudu so that we don't waste it. And that's the same thing we are talking today, that with culture fabric, that means when I go to the toilet in my organization, I just use little bit of water, okay. I don't have to, waste water in my toilet, okay. I don't have to waste tissue. Tissue also comes from, trees. So maybe I use tissue made from recycled products. If I'm using 2 tissues, I use 1. Or if I use half, I do that one. I use half because enough for me. After 1 minute, I can dry. Not just taking out tissues and after wudu, washing and cleaning everything, you waste 5-10 tissues. So I think that it should be culture. In culture, part of the norm, it should be standard. You are not even telling anyone what to do and they are all doing this thing. So that will only happen when I will talk about transformational leaders. If in your organization you have leaders who can do this thing and who can train your HR to be following this type of behavior. So we need to change the behavior of people. We need not to only just give them training or theoretical training. The moment you change the behavior of people, then, or the attitude, I would say, then that thing is reflected in your sustainability goals. So do not just measure that you have met the 17 goals and you just carry out an audit and environmental audit, okay, they say, oh, we have met. And people in your organization are doing nothing. And you know and I know, I'm telling you the truth. So we have to, everyone has to involve from within to contribute their part to the sustainability. Okay. So that's why I'm reading, just read my the one which is bolded. HR professionals are there for central in shaping. So you see, who can change the behavior in your organization? Say your University of Jammu. Who? The student. Because these students, I'll just show you later, if we can change the behavior of my students in my university, these are the future employees of the country. You all will be employed in the future. And I've seen, and I have observed, and I have read also, that changing the behavior of people in the company who are already working is a bit difficult. So this is a research we are trying to do. So if suppose I have an organization, suppose you have an organization of say car producing say Mazda cars, and those people who are working and you're trying to train them about sustainability, it is a bit difficult because they have already brought certain behaviors and certain mindset with them in that company. But if I can change the behavior of my students in this university or your university, so when they are the future employees, it will be easy to train them. It is very difficult to train them of people who don't even know about sustainability, needs or to focus on sustainability. That's why changing behaviors and attitudes at the university level for me is more important than changing behaviors of the people already in the industry. That is, you can do that, but for long term you have to start with this cycle. School, university, and then they go as employees. School, university, employees. So this will then be a long term contribution to the society. Okay? So let's just lift this thing. There's an icon which blocks my list. If you will put it up. Yeah. So MNCs are actively reshaping their corporate values to include ESG, I already discussed, to reassess and evolve their HR strategies. So MNCs obviously they want to be much more competitive. Maybe normal companies in say Indonesia, Malaysia or other countries might not be interested, even in Australia. Small companies might, because they don't know. But if my students go there and work in small companies, because they can be working in small companies, SMEs or large multinationals, then they would understand what all we are talking about today. Is it worthwhile to do that or not? Okay. So I'll quickly go through this thing, this one of the models. Is it being shared now? I think, yeah. Something happened. Just a minute. It's disappeared. Okay, share. It should be here now. Yeah. So, let's want to keep your ink annotations. Keep. Okay. Again, it has gone. Something is happening with the system. It has disappeared. You go again. Share. Okay, it has come now. This. Yeah, now. Okay, so now when we are talking of the advantages of HHRM, this is a very, I would say, a classical type of model in which we are talking that what are the areas of sustainable HR development and why should we worry about, remember S here stands for sustainable, not strategic, sustainable HR development. So when we are talking about sustainable HR development advantages, we are talking about empowering employees, giving them the authority so that they can also implement those policies. We are talking about flexibility, we are talking about collaboration and cooperation, we are talking about including people in the organization, so including everyone. So if you do not do this thing, that means you have a diverse workforce and you are not including people who are from some other areas of specialties, or say male versus female, and you're discriminating, then what will happen? Our objectives of the SHRMs will not be achieved. Then one of the advantages you will have environmental protection. Obviously, when you're not polluting, when you're worried about not wasting your energy using systems, you're not using fossil fuel, then obviously environment will be protected. Another advantage is care for employees, you are worried about your employees because ultimate beneficiary is the employee and his or her generation. Okay? Because I told you in that research, that people, 85% of those people are really worried about the sustainability. Okay? So that means a huge number, it's very high ratio, 84-85%. So that means that your employees care for it. The only thing is you do not have a set strategy for that. Then equal opportunities, why it is? Because this is what social side of the, we talked about ESG social side. That means you are giving equal opportunities, you are including people from diverse cultures in your jobs, especially in your recruitment and selection. You are worrying about those people who care and who are really interested to learn about sustainability. So even all the areas, the functional areas of the HR will be aligned towards sustainability. Okay, and then again, I talked about long-term orientation because basically the definition of sustainability is long-term. Okay, so then there's some, your battery is running, so just a minute, let me see.
Kita tunggu sebentar ya, Bapak Ibu. Setelah ini kita akan langsung ke sesi pertanyaan. Dr. Arif, you may continue.
Okay, I got a warning of my batteries running low. Anyway, I've connected my power. Alright, so some of the examples, if you of sustainable HR in our practices, you can go through them, but I'm just trying to tell you these are this the connection here, okay, they are connected all to the URL. So I'm not going in detail, but I'm just saying some example where HR practices which are sustainable are being employed in the top countries of the world and the top companies of the world. So BSF basically is a chemically, I think it's a European multinational chemical company. It is sustaining. It is interested in sustainability with diversity and include initiative. And what are those initiatives? They have used a software known as Smart Plan, and that is basically talking about some simulation. So they use simulation to ensure that people from diverse cultures and diverse understanding, diverse thought processes, diverse knowledge, they are included in all decision making. So they can share those things with the company. And what they have found that by including diversity and inclusion initiative, their turnover rate is less than 4%, which is very high. Okay. Then we have another company which is Novo Nordisk, which is again a pharmaceutical company, a European pharmaceutical company. Okay, and they're worried about the mental health issues, especially after post-pandemic. Okay, and they place a strong emphasis on sustainability and employee well-being. Another company, successful company, is Patagonia, and it is an apparel, okay, it's a clothing company. Okay, and it is basically known for its ethical practices for their employees, and they have shown that with these ethical practices they have been able to retain their employees. Okay. That is very important. Okay. Then we have this interface. The interface also is a flooring company, place floor. Okay. And they are also known for improved job satisfaction and retention and a corporate culture of innovation and continuous improvement. I'll show you that innovation and the green innovation, I call it, they are important in terms of achieving our sustainability performance. Okay. So another company, CRAMP, they have adapted strategic workforce planning in order to change the conditions of the digital age and align them with the company. And what they have done, I just talked about talent management strategies. So they have included certain talent management strategies which are part of their selection process. Okay? And with this time, they will try to bring in people, who are conscious about the environment, who are conscious of using the digital technologies in the companies. And when they can use, I think then they can bring a change in the organization in terms of the sustainability. Okay? So, but I'm just giving you some examples, okay? Some cases on success of sustainability with green recruiting, okay? What is this word? It is better recruiting and talent development strategy through some insights. Then we are talking of sustainable. I think I talked about it. Look at these two examples, Telecom AG and A1 Telecom, and they managed to include this thing in talent management. The same thing I talked about here. Remember, CRAMP was also worried about. So I'm saying most of these companies are focusing on HR to improve their sustainable business practices, which is the theme of today's sustainable business practices. So from where will they come? When you have people who employ or embed those practices in their behavior, I would say, not only in the products and services. Product and service is the tangible items where you can make sure that whatever the process you are doing is sustainable, the resources are sustainable, and the final product which has to be sustainable are. So I am talking of the not tangible, intangible one. That means people who are trying to bring these things are conscious about these things. So in the recruitment and selection or TM, we have to ensure that we select people who will care for us. So we should find out in our interviews that are these people conscious about the environment. Okay, so I talked about diversity, I talked about okay. For businesses to achieve their environment, such as going green HRM is crucial strategic tool. Okay, why I'm talking of green? So when we are talking of green HRM or sustainable HRM, it is the same thing. So do not get confused that it's something different. Okay. Management support is the most important for the initiatives in an environment is critical. Why? Because if you want to have some green innovation, that means those products which are sustainable products, okay, that means you're producing, say, some batteries which are sustainable, okay, you're producing some other equipment, which can be, recycled and then can be developed into another equipment, then those are the initiatives taken by the management. So if they care for the environment, then we say that management will support that thing. But if the management doesn't support, and then you will not have people thinking about innovations. Innovation always comes in the organization if the leader or the organizational support is there, then you think green, okay, otherwise you don't just to do normal things, okay. So the importance of GHRM is important from the management support point of view, okay. Then also sustainability talks about talented eco-friendly workers who have a thorough awareness of eco-friendly human resources needed to be attracted. I've talked it so many times, and again this is Agarwal is talking about these things. That means so thorough awareness of the environment by people who will be working with the place. So that's why talent management, you need to have those workers who are aware of what is an eco-friendly environment. Okay. Now the most important thing I told you was this one. The role of leadership, particularly transformational leadership, enhancing the efficiency of HRM practices is important in terms of sustainability, and I would also think this is a gap in the literature and calls for deeper investigation. We have leaders, we have good leaders, we have bad leaders, we have transformational leaders, but are those transformational leaders focusing on GHRM? I'm talking not of business practice, I'm talking of human resource practice. And they are the champions who can drive the change, who can ensure the activities and process in the organization are aligned to the sustainability. And only if they care about the human resources which are there in their organization, then the change will happen. Otherwise, it is very difficult if the leadership is taken out from that the role of supporting HRM, because HRM normally is considered to be I would say just one odd activity in an organization. But it should now be basically part of the fabric of the board. So in organizational boards, we need to have our HRM being represented for business meetings, for marketing meetings, because only then these HR directors and HR senior managers will be able to bring that into the culture or the fabric of the organization. So HR role is changing here in Australia, okay? So we are trying to make sure that HR is also part of those decision making, okay? Earlier it was more of an administrative role. Okay, so the theories which you want to, in my talk of today, which I'm talking of, we are talking about certain theories which you can use in terms of green HRM. The first one I'm talking is the RBV. So this one, RBV, resource-based view, I'm sure you must have done. It will tell you about the value, the strategic value of the green HR practices. Then another theory which you can use, I talked about, is TBL. What is TBL? People, profit, and planet. Okay, which was same thing as I think economic, environment, and the social impact of the impact by these green practices. Okay. Then the fourth theory which I think should be applied in terms of green HRM is the innovation diffusion theory. Okay. That means how we can ensure that our employees, take part in green innovation and within our organization. Okay, so they should be taking part not only following practices but innovating also. Okay, new methods, new techniques, new products, new marketing systems. So it has to be basically innovation. So innovation will provide a lot of support in one of the models I tell you. Then the role of the critical role of this leader we have talked about, which is very important when we are driving our sustainability initiative. This is one of the models you see here, that the GHRM, so as a variable, it is influenced by these 9 items: selection and recruitment, training, compensation, leadership, green process innovation, green product innovation. Okay, then this will lead to sustainable performance, and also it is being influenced. Okay, so economic performance, environmental performance, and social performance. Just a minute. Out of this, what I'm interested was this one. That means, if you see here, GRHRM influences sustainable performance, right? So if this is the, say, dependent variable and independent, so this is influencing this thing. And if you see this green process innovation, they are mediating. Okay? I'm not sure whether they have done mediating and moderating variables, but if you have done, you will say that green process innovation and green product innovation are the mediating variables. Okay, so that means they influence GRM and sustainable performance relationship. And the other thing which I just talked was transformational leadership. So this responsible leadership is not mediating, but it increases the strength and direction, which is the moderating variable. So the leadership becomes that moderating variable, and innovation becomes the mediating variable. So it will be influenced by innovation and the leader, what I'm trying to say. Beside these other items like recruitment, selection, and compensation and reward, all those things, it will be influenced. So main influencer, I would say, is the innovations and transformational leadership. This is something new. Perceptions have shown to more closely shape the attitudes and behavior of employees when compared to actual work behavior. This was, I think, initiated by Root. And this says that means perception of today is more, I think, important than what will be happening in the workplace. So impact of green HR practices, HRM practices in universities in predicting employee future green behavior. So if we can make our students aware of this thing, then they will develop some perceptions and they will help to shape their attitudes and thinking. So when they go to the workplace, they will be more useful citizens in the workplace, and they will try to implement those things which they have faith in it. So their behavior will reflect that thing. So current versus prospective employee green behaviors. So my question was, don't worry about who are there in currently. That is one part of the picture. Okay. The main thing I am worried about, those who are coming to the industry, they should be aware of this thing. So perception versus current, I'm talking. So worry about perception. Okay. Another model, just have a look. That means we are trying to say that green human resource management, GHRM, okay, and the relationship between employee task-related behavior and employee voluntary green behavior will depend upon psychological green climate perception. So if you can change perception, why? Because I'm talking about perception of today's students. Okay, the students' perception of what it is all about. If they bring it over here, and remember this is a mediating variable, right? So if they bring it over here, it will mediate the relationship between GHRM and their behavior at work. So it becomes, so this is a model. So if the model is there and it is working, that means it is really the perception. This model is about perception. If you see here the center mediator. So this will influence the task-related behavior if their perception was good. So this perception is coming from university, and the task-related, the right-hand side, is coming from the workplace. So workplace behavior is dependent upon the perception which has been developed at the university level. Okay. So I'm just giving you a school of thought, especially to our managers and senior managers for design, when they're designing syllabus, that this model does reflect a relationship between the perception of today and how will they behave in the industry tomorrow. So I'll just conclude by talking about sustainable performance. We have talked about, okay, environment versus profit, and I told you, you can balance that thing, okay? People, profit, and what was that? Planet. So we can balance. You don't worry that only profit, or don't worry only environment. I'm balancing them. Sustainable HR, I said it should be up there for the long term. I talked about leadership. I'm interested in transformational leadership. I'm saying that HRM should be taken on by the leaders to be integrated with the business strategy. Why? Because the GHRM should be given equal weight like we are giving weight to the market of a product. So it is not that the company or the transformation leader worries about only the product itself, but those people who are producing those products, they should be part of the business strategy. And what I said was the HR people, the senior HR people should be part of the board of, say, in the organization, sometimes board of directors, and they should be part of the decision-making process. This means integrating with it. Otherwise, HR will be left alone. So if the senior HR people are not integrated with the business decision-making. And I talked about role of universities is that they create the future employee. So the perception should be made strong when they are at the university. So they are better off once they reach the industry and they can be contributing to the sustainability in general. Okay, so this concludes my short talk, and if you have any questions, maybe I can answer now shortly. I don't have a good throat today, but I will still be able to answer. And you can reach me at my this one, and this, or if you are interested to explore more or do some more research in this area. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Arif. Please give applause for Dr. Arif for delivering a great presentation. Now it's time for us to open up Q&A sessions. I would like to invite all the participants in Ruang Insinyur Soekarno to ask the question to Dr. Arif. Two questions, one question from this side perhaps and one from this side. Silakan yang mengajukan pertanyaan dari mahasiswa, monggo. Jangan malu-malu, guys. Silakan, I believe you've already learned from several subjects in our study programs related to human resources management, especially the green HR. Okay. Any question from the lecturers, perhaps? Ibu Dewi, the lecturer of HR management.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Arif Sikandar. I think your topic today is really important and very interesting because in my faculty, I think the topic about sustainable human resource management is still considered as a new topic. So that I would like to please give us more insight so that what is actually the future of this topic, especially in Jember, in our place. Mostly the industries is considered as small, medium industries. So I think they still don't know what is the important this topic for them to sustain their business also. And for our academician, based on your experience, what is the challenge when you start to do the research for in this topic, and also on how to encounter this kind of barriers for them. Thank you.
Dr. Arif?
Thank you. If I
Yeah. Can you hear the question clearly?
There's a lot of echo there.
Okay. Should we repeat the question?
Okay. What I understood is correctly. You are asking about how can it be implemented in small companies, something like that?
Yeah,
Yes.
the implementation and then the importance of this topic, the implementation of this topic to small.
In your mind, small companies means what?
Yes. How?
Yes, small medium enterprises.
SMEs. That's all. I thought maybe 2-3 people in an organization. So you're talking of small and medium. In fact, it is basically, I would say, a costly affair. Remember all these efforts which I talked about, sustainable HR charges, the cost will be there, okay? Because the cost is of, remember, we are talking of training and development, cost of recruitment, cost of doing simulation, cost of doing digital systems. So the worry of the small and medium industry is that they do not want to put in that cost. Like I would regard my university also as almost like SMEs and a bigger. But multinationals, I told you, they are very much worried because they are competing at the global level, so they have to, have those standards, especially the audit. The audit is very costly, okay, when you carry out the audit. So I would say SMEs currently, they do not want to compromise on their profit. And all this is cost. So the short-term profit has to be, has to be sacrificed in terms of the long-term gain. So if they are willing to sacrifice and invest money in this thing, in any case, I told you that the perception of 85% people who are surveyed, they are interested in to buy sustainable products. So that means 85% market is of sustainable products. So you are gaining the market instead of thinking that you are spending money in the initiatives of sustainability, which I told you. So that cost will be smoothly covered because the market has grown. The market is of sustainability. The market wants sustainable products. And I am not talking, my research is telling me that 85% in 850 companies in the world, not in one country, they are worried about sustainability. So what you are thinking or I am thinking in terms of spending money in the initiatives to bring sustainability, it's money gain. In any case, it's a money gain. So SMEs are obviously short of money. So even if they compromise a short on their profits, they can reach more people in the market and they will get that economies of scale. Any other question?
Any feedback from Ibu Devi?
What about for research in sustainability in this topic, sir? Research for the challenge when you started doing the research for this topic. This is for us, the academicians. The challenge.
What is the question?
The challenges when we are the lecturers start to doing research about green HRM, considering that nowadays, yes, the challenge.
So the challenges of
Yes.
this research?
Yes, especially in green
There
HR.
are a lot of challenges. The problem is, although I told you about 15 years back, these all things started, but the data available is a bit less here. So if you want to do a research, if you want to do a meta-analysis, so I will see most of my references here were 2023 and 2024. Because this became, I would say, more important recently in the last 10 to 15 years, and especially as an ESG initiative, because that was a United Nations Sustainability Goal requirement. Okay, so most of the countries who have signed those protocols, they need to abide by it. So I'm sure Indonesia must be abiding by that thing. So it will ultimately reach the SMEs and all the universities that you have to include this because this is a national participation in the international goal. So basically it's an international goal, but it has been brought down at the country level and then the organization level and then at the people level. So why we are doing this? So because we have to meet targets and we have to make the changes now. So in terms of data, it is there, but certain things like which I do some exploratory studies. So you don't have to always do studies which are relying on the previous data. You can explore certain things which are not there. I want to explore. I want to find out that why SMEs are not interested in making these initiatives to those organizations. So you have the opportunities to do some exploratory research and find out what is important to the people who are in these organizations. what is important for your university students? Are they really worried? So despite the lack of data, you can still carry out a lot of research. And many people are doing, like every third, fourth day, I have some PhD student requests from some countries all over the world. They are interested because their countries are interested in it. So do not have to worry about only the quantitative data available. You can use qualitative data, do interviews, you use case studies. Okay, so you can use a mixed mode study. So that's not a serious concern, okay, for this.
Okay, I think that's clear enough. Of course, it's challenging for us to learn and also to implement the sustainability, but it is not possible. So we move to the second question from the student, perhaps. One question from the audience. From Faisal. We have two more questions. The second one, we have two more questions. The first question is from the student, and the last one is from our lecturer that joined us via Zoom meeting. One question only.
Good morning, Mr. Arif Sikandar. My name is Faisal Subrawanto and I'm from management. And I would like to ask you a question. How do the SHRM accommodate the social and economic interests and technology disruptions while maintaining the firm's profitability and sustainability?
Okay, the role of HR to
accommodate the social and economic interests and technology disruptions
and this technological disruption,
while maintaining the firm's profitability and sustainability.
So not only focusing on profitability and sustainability, but how to avoid the disruption, yes, in economic and technology.
Can you repeat? There's so much of echo.
Okay, I will repeat the question once again. How HR can avoid the disruption in economic and also technology, while also we pursue the profitability and sustainability to balance the disruption by pursuing.
Are you talking about the technology
disruption of technology? How the HR can avoid this?
Handle that thing. How can HR handle technology disruption or what?
Yes, is that correct, Faisal? Or maybe you can repeat once again?
Okay, I think this is the part he's thinking of it. Yes, technology disruption, HR. But this is a very good question actually. And I had that issue in terms of, because when we are bringing digital transformation in our systems here, especially in teaching, in syllabus and in those things, I thought that my students will be reluctant, in terms of, the technology will bring disruption. But fortunately, what happened, technology has not brought a positive disruption, I would say. So why? Because we are using lot of technology now. I like myself, I'm using avatars and simulation for interviewing. I'm using a technology for interviews. I'm using technology for performance management. I'm using technology for talent development. So what has happened for the last 1.5 to 2 years, that this technology, instead of disrupting or creating a negative change, it has brought a positive change. It has disrupted because people were thinking of interviewing face to face. Now I have brought simulation. So they wear that, sometimes they're HoloLens, sometimes I just think avatars. So they feel so comfortable practicing with avatars, and avatars becomes the interviewee and my student becomes the interviewer. So they are talking not to a real person, so they are not afraid, because obviously in a real role model environment they are becoming very, especially people from countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, they're a bit shy, So they do not talk, especially because of the language problem. So I can use simulation to create accent, Bahasa Malayu accent, I can create Indian accent, Tamil accent, Chinese accent in English. So they feel very comfortable. So technology, because I did my engineering in digital systems, so I thought I will bring technology in HR. So technology now is aiding HR rather than disrupting HR, I would say. And it has been included in one of the competency requirement of Australian Human Resource Institute that we need to bring in technology. I was just thinking maybe one day if I visit that area, because I keep on traveling a lot, I might come and see and share that thing, that how I use my digital systems and technology in HR in your areas of teaching, maybe share with your lecturers or someone over there sometimes if I'm going somewhere in Thailand or in Hotel. So you will see that how beautiful it is, how my students, they enjoy that thing and they are very happy instead of boring subjects, because all our these subjects are business subjects are slightly boring, theoretical. And if you bring technology and this thing, it makes them interesting.
I think to conclude that no matter how fast and advanced the technology is, we, the one behind the technology, should be used it wisely, and that's why we need green HR. I think that's we can conclude, and then we move to the third question from one of our lecturers joining via Zoom meeting. Last question for Dr. Arif. The question is already written on the chat via Zoom meeting, if you can read, but I will read the question. How could green HRM exist in a bad practice management, especially in developing countries where nepotism and corruption are more dominant? So how to overcome the nepotism and corruption? How to overcome the nepotism? You can read in the chat.
How to overcome nepotism and corruption?
How could green human resources management exist in a bad practice management in developing country where nepotism and corruption are more dominant? Can you hear me, Dr. Arif?
Okay. Oh, that's a good question, a very good question again. I think it's good. Your students are quite interested in these things, and these questions show you the reflection of what they are thinking. It's very good. I'm very happy to see that you're thinking in the right direction. Remember in the interviews which I do here for lecturers and university people, I ask these questions because I told you that I'm ensuring that the people I select for the jobs, they are aware of this thing. Okay? They might not be knowing the theories, but they should be aware of what it's saying. So he's saying how can GHRM, influence or impact, especially in developing countries about nepotism and this what you call corruption. Correct. This is a very straightforward thing that if you remember what we are talking, what is the purpose? One of the theories of GHRM I talked about was TBL, a triple bottom line. In that, remember, we are talking about people, profit, and the planet. If you just take the people, so if we can educate the people in terms of training and development about what is corruption, about what is nepotism, and nepotism also comes from their diversity and inclusion. So diversity and inclusion in my model is one of the things. And if you remember, I talked about people development, training. So green HRM talks about this thing. It says you have to involve those people as employees in, like, so suppose one of the organizations, there are people, it's very famous, say, for corruption, for nepotism, okay? Then unless the HRM in that organization involve those people in their training and in their selection, that will always remain. So what we can do as leaders or transformation leaders, we can inform them about the benefits of sustainable HRM. That means we select people who are worried about who are worried about the environment, who are conscious about what is good, what is bad. So your talent management strategies, and this will take a time, it will not happen suddenly. So once you have people who care for the people, who care for the environment, who care for the planet, and who care for the financial output or outcome of the company, then they will be much more knowledgeable and careful as compared to normal people. We never do this thing. In recruitment and selection, you don't even ask questions about this thing that that these people will are more in their behavior is more inclined towards nepotism. You can find out. from the interviews, okay, or they are more inclined toward corruption. Some people start corruption when they come here. So when you have a neat and clean workforce coming from the university who are aware, and then they reach there employed, then it is possible. It is difficult to handle people who are already in the organization because they have developed those habits. And my model was that why can't we worry about those people who are still perceiving rather than changing the habits of the people who are already doing, say, something nepotism in this thing. So mine is a futuristic approach. We start from the basics, and at the school and the university level, we give them the perception of how to care for people, the profits and the environment, all that triple bottom line. And then when they come as workers, I am assuming that type of behavior of nepotism and this, let's say, corruption might be reduced. And I'm sure it will be reduced because when they are aware and they are being selected by companies based on what their awareness of the green HRM. So green HRM contributes a lot in the future of making change at not the employee level, at the entry level, so those people who are already doing schooling and universities. So I would go to the basics rather than handling the problem now. So that problem can't be easily handled by GHRM for the existing employees. It might take years. So that any country is like this. In any country they will focus on the youth becomes the ambassadors of that change.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Arif. I think it's clear enough. So it starts from the basic, the education, and that's what we are doing now to educate our students, all the participants, the importance of green HRM and the founder business sector. I believe it starts from implementing green recruitment to achieve sustainable performance. Okay, thank you so much for all the questions. And once again, I would like to say thanks to Dr. Arif for delivering a great presentation. Big applause for him. And before we move to the second speaker with another interesting topic, we would like Dr. Arif to stay in Zoom meeting because we would like to show the appreciations as our committee has provided a certificate of appreciation. So we would like to say our greatest thanks to Dr. Arif Sikandar as one of our speakers in our general lecture series on sustainable business environment. Thank you once again. Big applause for our first speaker, Dr. Arif Sikandar from Murdoch Business School, Western Australia. Thank you. Hopefully someday we can meet directly in our university, or maybe we can visit your university in Australia and have more collaboration in the near future. Thank you once again, Dr. Arif. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for the students for listening to me. Feel very comfortable, your many staff as well as your students to contact me, because we have a lot of things to offer for this modern sustainability needs of the society. So and again, I'm very thankful. I didn't even know where your university is, and I don't know that lady who contacted me. It was just out of the blues, and it happened. So I thought I should help people who want to learn more and be more knowledgeable. That's the purpose of my life. I am not looking for money. I'm not looking. I've been in Brunei for 16 years, so money is not my problem. My problem is how can I share things with the young generation, especially in people around my area of Australia. It's a very good opportunity you have provided me. I am extremely thankful to your senior management, people who conducted, the moderator, and those two girls who have been in contact with me with this. I was a bit sick. I have a bad throat, but since I committed, I thought I should honor my commitment. And inshallah, see you somewhere sometime. Wabillahi tawfiq wal hidayah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Once again, applause for Dr. Arif Sikandar from Australia. Now we move to another interesting topic, and now we are talking about marketing And to deliver the presentation, I would like to invite Dr. Mazuri Abdul Ghani. Halo Ibu Mazuri, apa kabar?
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, kabar baik, Alhamdulillah. Baik, untuk mempersingkat waktu, kami langsung beri kesempatan kepada Ibu. You have about 30 minutes to deliver the presentation.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, professors, doctors, mahasiswa, mahasiswi, Universitas Jember, and not to forget to all students from University Sultan Zainal Abidin, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, first of all, I would like to congratulate to the organizer, Universitas Jember, for making this event, and I want to thank you to Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Jember, especially to begin Professor Dr. Istifada, and also to Professor Dr. Slamin, Vice Rector for Academic Affairs, Jember University, for inviting me to the first Global General Lecture series on Sustainable Business Environment 2024. Okay, and also I want to say nice meeting also to Dr. Arif Sikandar, our first speaker, on his comprehensive talk about the green human resource management. Okay, is it okay, my boss and the speaker?
Yes, very clear.
Okay, alright. Okay, it is truly a pleasure for me actually to be here with all of you today to discuss a topic that is not just timely, but is really important for the businesses, for small, medium enterprise, for all the business around the world today. So the topic is corporate social responsibility as marketing tool, aligning corporate values with consumer expectation. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is the topic, and my name is Associate Professor Dr. Mazuri binti Abdul Ghani, lecturer, and now I'm the Dean of the Faculty of Business and Management at UNIZA, Malaysia. Okay, next slide. Okay, I think all the students maybe in the hall previously or now currently take marketing management, principles of marketing, strategy management, and so on. So the title today is slightly go to the field of the marketing, and we will explore how the corporate social responsibility, or we call it the CSR, affect the businesses, and how important the CSR to the companies to build their corporate values with line with the consumer. Okay, as an introduction, we know that we are all aware of the shifting landscape in the corporate and business world. If we remember in the past, businesses were largely evaluated based on their performance, financial performance. For example, profit, sales, return on investment, and whatsoever. But now, while this financial performance still remains important, the expectation placed on businesses today go beyond the profit, go beyond the sales, go beyond the return on investment. So consumers, we are consumers also, we are looking for brands that resonate with their values, brands that not only deliver the quality, the quality of products and also the quality of services, but also make meaningful contribution to the society. This is where the term corporate social responsibility comes in. So nowadays, small companies, large company, medium company is now making CSR to society. So before we go further to the marketing element, you can see that CSR is no longer just about charitable donations. We can, previously we know that when we talk about the CSR, we remember about the charitable donation or the associated community program. So now in the modern business environment, CSR has evolved into a powerful marketing tool. It is a way for businesses to differentiate themselves, to foster loyalty, to build a reputation that consumers trust to your company. Okay, today I will discuss how business can leverage CSR to align their corporate values with consumer expectations and how doing so can drive both social and also the economic benefit. In particular also, I will explore how companies in Malaysia, in Indonesia, have successfully integrated sustainability into their CSR practice, CSR program, and how this effort have elevated their brands in the international business arena. Okay, still introduction. Okay, next slide to the evolution of CSR and its role in marketing. Okay, to understand how CSR works as a marketing tool, maybe next slide.
Next slide, please.
Okay,
The operator.
We know that the CSR works as a marketing tool, and it's essential first to recognize how CSR has evolved over the years. So maybe we want to know the evolutions, the history of that CSR and how it relates to the marketing. In the past, CSR was largely seen as a philanthropic effort, a good deed a company did on the side. It's like the company give often to the community, or it's like a trademark of the company list of the responsibility to the society. However, nowadays, CSR has transformed to a new transformation. It is now viewed as an essential part of a company's strategy. Wherever you are in for small company, medium company, large company, the CSR is very important. Today, CSR is recognized as a key driver of a brand loyalty and also key driver for the consumer trust. Okay, next, for example here, I can see also in Dr. Arif's slide, he mentioned about the Patagonia. So I have also, next slide, example of the company that involved in the CSR. Okay, the example is Patagonia also. When we look at the companies like Patagonia, which is the clothing company, we see a brand that has fully embraced sustainability and environmental activism not as an avatar but as the part of its business model. So Patagonia company give more attention to the CSR because they know that the CSR is very powerful marketing tool which enhance the loyalty, trust from the consumers. Okay, I also give you to all of you the information about the Patagonia. Patagonia Incorporated is an American retailer of outdoor recreation clothing, equipment, and food. It was founded by Juan in 1973 and is based in Ventura, California. Patagonia operates stores in more than 10 countries globally and as well as they have factories in 16 countries. Okay, so here also when we look at companies like Patagonia, we see a brand. So the CSR is going to be very important nowadays for the company because it will lasting the brand in heart of the customers. Okay. Furthermore, by champion issues such as environmental conservation, sustainable supply chains, ethical production methods, Patagonia has aligned its CSR effort directly with its core mission. They have mission, they have vision, So this company align its activities of the CSR with their vision and mission. So this alignment has not only earned the company widespread respect, but also built a strong community of loyal customers who share the company's values. Um, the perhaps most striking about the Patagonia approach is how it used this CSR effort as a marketing tool. Every time the company release Patagonia, when they release a new product, it includes information about the sustainability effort involved in its production. This transparency has cultivated an even stronger relationship with consumers, particularly those who value environmental sustainability. So we can see also if you're I got this quotation from internet, if your customers don't trust on you, you don't have customers. If your customers don't trust you, you don't have customers. Okay, next slide. In Malaysia, I also blend the example from Malaysia and Indonesia also. Okay, in Malaysia, everybody know Petronas. Petronas, the national oil and gas company in Malaysia, provides an excellent example of how CSR can be integrated into a company's strategy to elevate its brand image. For example, Petronas has involved in community building initiative under yang diberi nama Sentuhan Kasih Program. Sentuhan Kasih Program which provide social welfare services to vulnerable communities in Malaysia and other countries also. So Petronas focus on the reducing environmental impact. Another example, the Petronas involved in Sentuhan Kasih, they give welfare services to all the communities nearby. And so I give you, I put here in the slide also the picture program Sentuhan Kasih by Yayasan Petronas. So maybe at the celebration of Hari Raya, Tahun Baru Cina and so on, they remember all the communities. And in Indonesia, Unilever, I think this is very great brand. Everybody know. Unilever has also done an exemplary job of leveraging CSR as a marketing tool. We know that the company's Bright Future campaign under the Unilever, they call the company's Bright Future campaign. It highlights their commitment to the sustainable production and waste reduction, particularly in relation to plastic packaging, and I found that Unilever in Indonesia, through the initiative like they call the Bijak Berplastik campaign, Unilever has positioned itself as a champion of sustainability. So resonated deeply with consumers in Indonesia who are increasingly aware of the environmental impact of consumers. So maybe for the next slide, ada gambar. Okay, bijak berplastik itu one of the example yang dibuat oleh Unilever, and also this is aligning values with expectation. Because from the beginning, I say that the CSR activities is very important for companies, because from the point of consumer, nowadays we need that. We need the company that always take care of the communities, doing something for the environmental. So how to align corporate values with consumer expectation. So let's dive deeper into how CSR align corporate values with consumer expectation. Okay, the first step for any company looking to implement effective CSR is to identify the core values. You have to identify the core values that drive its business. So the first step of all the business. If you want to embed the CSR in your vision, in your mission, first of all, you have to look to implement effective CSR that is identified, that is parallel to your core values that drive your business. Maybe you can impact it in the vision, mission, your company objective. So these values must resonate not only with the company's leadership, but also with your employees, with your partners, and the most important is with your target market or your consumers. So when a company's CSR effort reflects these values, it becomes more authentic to its target audience. So this is not easy actually to implement the CSR to menang hati consumers, because the value of the CSR activities is coming after that through the marketing. The loyalty, the trust, consumer trust to your company. So okay, here I can see also we have a study, consumer expectation. The consumer today expect transparency. They expect something from the company. They want to know whether their product come from, where the product come from, how they are made, on what kind of impact they have on society, and consumers start thinking of how this product affect the environment. So consumers is bijak. So they're thinking about the beyond the usage, and beyond that they are thinking about the how this product can impact to the environment. So we have a study, a 2023 study. It found that over 60% of consumers are willing to pay more for products and services from companies that demonstrate a commitment to environmental sustainability. So this is a real study in 2023, whereby findings say that there was 60% of consumers, more than 50 is nearly to majority, consumers that are willing to pay more, that are willing to buy and pay more for product or for the services from company that taking care of the community, from the company that focus on that and give commitment to the environmental. Okay, and furthermore, the statistic showing that 70% of millionaires, which is the largest consumer group in this world, they expect brands to take a stand on social issues and demonstrate ethical business practices. So from these two studies, we can say that 60% of consumers, 70% of millionaires now in the world, they are thinking about how the product, how the services are taking care of the environment and so on. So here we can say that the CSR is very important nowadays for all the businesses to implement. In Malaysia and Indonesia, we are witnesses an increasing demand from consumers. You know that I gave example in Malaysia and Indonesia because now we are in two. Maybe also for Australia, maybe in Malaysia and Indonesia, we are witness and increasing demand from consumers for brands to adopt more sustainable and socially responsible practices. This shift, okay, we can see the shift from demand from consumers that willing to buy from the company to buy products, services that taking care of the responsibility, sustainability. So the shift has been particularly evident also in the food and beverage industry, where consumers are scrutinizing ethical sourcing of ingredients or the sustainability of packaging, and many angle in our company's operations. So the shifting is, we are towards the more towards on the sustainability, So companies that ignore, there are also companies that ignore the CSR. Companies that ignore this consumer expectation, they risk losing their market share. Maybe they are lose the market share to a more socially conscious competitors, you know. So now this is very important nowadays about the CSR, the shift, the evaluation of the CSR also impact to the companies now. And I think yeah, in student program you have courses like international business, you have strategic management, you have principles of marketing. So you maybe one of the topic in your courses is corporate social responsibility. For example, in my case, I teach international business. I think if I remember, in international business, one topic is how international business use corporate responsibility CSR. So I teach student one topic for that CSR in international business study. So we can see that even though you are a domestic company, you are international, you are multinational, nowadays give commitment to the corporate responsibility also. Okay, next slide about the integrating sustainability into CSR initiative. Okay, to successfully integrate sustainability into CSR initiative, companies need to ensure that their sustainability practices are embedded in their day-to-day operation. So we have to embed that in the operation, in the marketing, in the promotion, in the implementation and so on. So sustainability should not be an afterthought, but core part of the business model. We will embed this as a core part of our day-to-day operation, in our vision, in our mission. So here, uh, there are a few key areas company can focus on. How to integrate the sustainability into their activities of CSR in the office. So the first one is, I think, integrating. The first one is about the sustainable sourcing. So in the company there are international operation activities. So the first one, key areas that the company can focus is under the sustainability sourcing. Companies should prioritize sourcing materials responsibly and I mean embedded also the green practices, the sustainability. For the sustainability sourcing, you know the Sandapi plantation in Malaysia. This company has worked hard to ensure its palm oil production is sustainable. This is under the sustainable sourcing, whereby the Sandapi plantation in Malaysia, they want to ensure its palm oil production is sustainable. So the company has invested in producing sustainable palm oil, certified by the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil (RSPO), because they want to make sure that they parallel or consistent with the sustainable. So this commitment help the company protect the environment while also meeting consumer demands for more responsible sourcing. This is under the sustainable sourcing. The second one, how the company can focus on the sustainable issues. The second one is reduce environmental footprint. Okay, for example, okay, for this angle, companies should continuously work to reduce their environmental footprint, whether through energy efficiency or waste reduction or better resource management. So, companies should pay attention on to reduce environmental. Okay, maybe if you are in the plantation, you are thinking of course there are also the waste, but you have to reduce the waste, and you have to waste reduction, or better you have a better resource management for your materials. Okay, for example, here I can give you to make sure that you are dekat dengan contoh lah. Okay, in Indonesia, Denon Aqua. I think all the students mungkin kenal lah Denon Aqua. Kira tak kasih tahu, tak ada gambar. Has made the Denon Aqua, this company has made substantial progress with its Bijak Berplastik tadi initiative. They have also the initiative of Bijak Berplastik. It focus on plastic waste reduction and sustainable packaging. I think sudah banyaklah company yang kata when Friday or Saturday there is no plastic, so we have to bawa from house plastik untuk letak barang. So Daniel Aqua, dia punya mission also go towards the sustainable. Their commitment to environmental sustainability has positioned the Daniel Aqua as a leader in the Indonesian market, resonating with the conscious consumers. So now you can see that if the companies that entered the CSR and have invested so many to the communities to protect the environment, so I think it will stronger their brands. Okay, and the third one, what is the key areas? Secondary, sustainable sourcing, and also the reducing environmental footprint. The third one is all the companies, you can make community engagement and social impact. Community engagement is very important. CSR should also focus on positively impact local communities. Always we remember that the communities nearby our university, at Jember also you always do the CSR activities to the people outside, to the people surrounding your university. Okay, I give you an example also here. Asia and Go-To Group. Okay, both Asia and Go-To Group have demonstrated how companies can give back to society in meaningful ways while they are strengthening their brands. In other ways, they are strengthening their brand also, and they don't forget to bring the CSR and all the sustainable activities to the consumers and the societies. Okay, AirAsia. AirAsia contributions. Okay, everybody know AirAsia. AirAsia contribution to healthcare workers. They contribute to healthcare workers and the underserved during the pandemic. Last year, AirAsia made CSR also. They contribute to the healthcare workers. Di mana the healthcare workers must go to work during the pandemic, and also to the underserved community during the pandemic session. So by doing that, it helps to build emotional bonds with its customers and enhance, and also in other way, this activity also can enhance their brand loyalty. Go to. Okay, in the slide I just browse in the internet what is go to. Go to business and other management consultancy activities company lah. Biasalah in Indonesia sudah biasa tahu go to Gojek. Dekat situ PT Go to Gojek, Tokopedia. Trading as Go to is an Indonesian technology company. The company was formed in 2021 in Malaysia, the largest in the country at that time between Indonesia's two most valuable startup, ride-hailing giant Gojek and e-commerce firm. Okay, I took from Tokopedia. Okay, also this one I found the go-to. I just browsed a website go-to, and I found very impressive about the sustainability. They put more on the environmental, social, and governance also. So everybody you can read, because I also read this during my preparation on the slide. Always I will give you examples from your doctor and also from my perspective. Okay, the next slide. Okay, we come to the how we want to measure the CSR impact, because from the beginning I know that the importance of the CSR and as a marketing tool for the companies, and also not only the companies, for the government, for the universities also. So that's why nowadays the lecturers also do the CSR, students and many workers do the CSR. So we go to the measuring CSR impact. Okay. The corporate social responsibility has evolved from a mere ethical obligation to a strategic marketing tool that enhance brand reputation. So, from my point of view, I will see about the regarding the marketing point of view. So, how does CSR will enhance a brand reputation, foster customer trust? Kadang-kadang we do not trust that buyer, we do not trust that company. So, from the point of view from the companies or the owner, we want to inculcate, we want to make sure that our customers trust us. Our customers put our brand priority. So we or the companies, they have to make sure that they use any marketing tool. So now is CSR to enhance the brand reputation, to foster customer trust, to create a competitive edge among the competitors. So why not? Today we learn about the CSR only. There are so many elements that we foster and build in trust. But now we focus on the CSR. Okay. However, many business struggle to move beyond implementing CSR initiative. They have the CSR activities, but after the activities is stop like that. So we want to make sure that they have measuring, they have CSR measuring, the rubric and so on that will be used by the company. Many business struggle to move beyond implementing CSR initiative to effectively measure the outcomes. While effort like charitable donation, sustainable program, community involvement are commendable, they lose much of their strategic value if their impact remains unmeasured. Sebab tu kena ada pengukuran lah. So we have to measure. So measuring impact of CSR initiative enable business to understand. So we have to measure, kena ukur, kena ukur, because after that we can know that our activities give impact to the customer, to our company. So then the KPI, some key performance indicator, we can use this, the key performance indicator to measure our CSR activities. Okay, to effectively measure the CSR, the success of the CSR marketing activities in our company, businesses should focus on well-defined key performance indicators. You have to have KPI lah. Kalau kita buat CSR tu habis macam tu. So kita kena ukur. We have to measure. The first one is brand perception and trust. So CSR initiatives significantly influence how stakeholders view a company. Stakeholders, kalau universiti, stakeholders dia adalah student, parent. Okay. So So how parents see the benefit, how parents see University Sutradana IPA. So measuring brand perception involve conducting customer survey, ya. Survey lah sikit kepada customer. Kita buat focus group, kita panggil student undergrad, student postgrad, ataupun ibu bapa, parents, to make sure that they involved in the focus group, answering the question, leveraging social media sentiment analysis, and they have, have a rubric to measure the brand perception and trust. So a positive perception, when we get the feedback, when we get the positive perception, it often leads to a stronger brand image. It will lead to a strong brand affinity, and increase also the consumer trust towards us, towards our product, towards our services, towards our university. Okay, the second one is we can measure also the consumer loyalty. Consumer loyalty, be loyal. We always go to that restaurant. Every week we go to the restaurant, meaning that there are a lot of satisfaction lah. Makanan dia sedap ke, tempat dia bersih ke, orang dia ramah ke. Okay, so the consumer loyalty is one of the KPIs of doing the sustainability. Okay, we focus on the CSR. CSR activities can drive emotional connection between brands and consumers, translating into the loyalty. When we loyal to that restaurant, kita akan pergi, selalu pergi. There are so many restaurants in Jember, but we always go to that restaurant because kita dah rasa macam loyal, kita dah satisfied with restaurant. Okay, itu contoh saja lah. So, for the consumer loyalty, metrics such as customer retention rate. I think in the slide of the tadi ada, saya tengok company itu ada retention rate dia tinggi. So that maksudnya human resource is very satisfied with the company. So the consumer loyalty also like that. We have the metrics such as customer retention, promoter score, repeat purchase rate. If I were the owner of the restaurant and I see that consumer yang datang tu adalah repeat customer, this is very important in the marketing because repeat customer is very useful for us, so that why they repeat to our restaurant? Oh, baguslah tu. They satisfied with our restaurant. So repeaters consumer is really value in the marketing aspect. Okay, about loyalty. Okay, and the next one is the KPIs. KPIs of sales growth. Sales growth is also the KPI of the how to measure the CSR impact. So maybe we always do the CSR almost 10 years, 20 years doing the CSR. During Ramadan, we have CSR. During Hari Raya, during apa lagi anak-anak untuk masuk sekolah kan, bagi baju dan sebagainya. So actually we have to measure. We have to measure because we want to see the impact of the CSR. Okay, the third one is sales growth. Sales growth. A key question for business is whether CSR effort contribute to the bottom line. By comparing sales data before and after CSR. Maybe we can compare the sales that the company get before we conduct the CSR and after CSR campaign. Companies can identify vectors of growth attributable to this initiative. This is one of the measuring CSR impact. We compare our sales growth maybe in 2020 because apa lagi CSR, and after we conducted a few CSR activities and we compare the sales growth. Maybe there is increment in the sales growth. So tracking specific product lines or regional sales will impact by targeted CSR effort, provide actionable insight for future campaign. So this is tiga cara lah untuk we measure how the CSR impact to our company. Okay, jadi measuring this KPI, kita ni sebenarnya there are so many lah. There are so many maybe KPI, tapi from the angle of marketing lah. Sebab saya dah spesifik fokus kepada marketing sahaja. Jadi measuring this KPI ensures CSR effort are not just perceived as altruistic gestures but are integral and very important to a company's marketing and business strategy. So ultimately, this data-driven approach enables business to refine their CSR strategies, activities to foster stronger connection with stakeholders and achieve a sustainable competitive advantage in the marketplace. So we can compete with the competitors because we are stronger. We have strong customer loyalty. We can build and enhance our brand. Okay, we go to the next slide. Challenges and opportunities. Okay, challenges and opportunities. Okay, even though we want to embed the CSR, there is also the challenges and the opportunities. Ada cabaran dia, ada peluang-peluang. So, however, leveraging CSR as a marketing tool is not without its challenges. It's not easy lah, bukan senang. So, ada cabaran-cabaran dan juga peluang-peluang lah. So, yang pertamanya for the challenges, I think greenwashing risk. Challenges ni adalah cabaran yang perlu dihadapi lah for doing that. Okay, the first one is greenwashing. Greenwashing risk ni adalah making false claim about sustainability. Oh, itu sepatutnya tak berlaku lah. Because we force, kita claim kita ada tapi tak ada. So we making false claim about sustainability is a growing concern. So companies must be cautious about making promises that they cannot keep. As consumers are increasing savvy and we quickly spot inauthentic effort. So, sekiranya saya ada company, saya tak boleh kata, okay, we take care of the community. We always tolong orang-orang yang susah, tetapi sebenarnya we can see from your website and from the Google. So, the challenges is if you make a greenwashing, you make false claim about the sustainability. On the other hand, there are the opportunities that CSR present a vast companies that commit to sustainability early on can lead the market with their consumer loyalty, and tap into new revenue stream. Additionally, CSR-driven marketing allows companies to build stronger connection with their customers who are increasingly seeking to purchase from businesses that share their values. Nowadays, kalau kita nak beli barang pun kita tengok website dia, kita tengok ini dia ada bagi charity lah, dia buat ni, and they very put attention, focus on the environment, very good lah. So the challenges is that greenwashing and you kena maintain lah authenticity tu. Kalau tidak, you macam tipu ke, okay, you kata you ada buat tapi tak ada. So itu adalah challenges lah. Dan Pak CSR ni it's not kita perlu skala besar. Sepatutnya kita boleh buat je secara kecil-kecil dahulu and then we go broader lah. Okay, opportunities memang ada banyak lah. Saya highlight dua ni. Opportunities bila kita leverage CSR, di mana we know that CSR is a marketing tool and very important to all the companies. Market leadership and new revenue stream. This is very good lah. Bila kita ada, bila kita buat CSR, bila kita because CSR tu, bila buat CSR is not tomorrow our brand will be stronger, no. This is going to be kita ada masa yang panjang lah long term. So the opportunities is our company can lead the market and get more revenue, stronger consumer connection. If we get closer to the community, get closer to the consumer will satisfied, will the connection will more stronger, close a relationship. So this is the opportunities for you to enhance your product and to close up dekat dengan consumers. So banyak opportunities di sebalik challenges tu, mungkin opportunities yang kita akan dapat selepas dari itu mungkin long term to build our reputation, image. Kalau semua pelajar-pelajar, kalau you tengoklah from the you boleh Google sahaja how CSR effect macam mana. Saya just kata Google, there are so many companies that focus on the CSR. Kalau you pergi dekat company, memang dia punya, kalau you cakap dengan bos dia, memang allocation of the budget, memang ada untuk CSR. Okay, because they know that the CSR is very important and can relate to the market, consumers. Okay, this is the talents and opportunities. For the conclusion, okay, we know that my topic is not so broad lah as but I'm just focusing on the CSR and how the CSR can give good to the company from the point of marketing. So as a conclusion, we know that the CSR is not just a moral responsibility, it is a strategic asset. When used effectively, can help businesses align their values, align their mission with consumer expectation. And then at the same time, we can build lasting trust and enhance the brand reputation. So by integrating sustainability into our business model, into your business model or the marketing effort, companies cannot only contribute to a better world, but also create a competitive advantage that can stand up your company among the competitors. So companies in Malaysia and Indonesia, for example, are leading the way, demonstrating that CSR can be both a force for good and a powerful marketing. So I encourage all businesses, whether large corporations, small startup companies, institutes, university, to view CSR not as an expenses, but as an investment in a sustainable future. So let us really think about our business with the values of our consumers and unleash the power of sustainability for a greener future. With that, I end my presentation on the CSR as a marketing tool with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Boleh pertanyaan dari kalian? Thank you so much, Dr. Mazuri, for delivering very great presentations. And now we will open the question and answer session. 1 to 2 questions from our participants. Boleh menggunakan bahasa Indonesia. I believe Dr. Mazuri understand bahasa Indonesia.
I understand.
Okay. If you don't understand, I will have translate to English. Silahkan. Ada pertanyaan? Ya, dari ujung sana. Maria bukan ya? Iya. From the Diploma of Secretary Students. Silahkan Maria. Yang kencang ya?
Iya. Terima kasih atas kesempatannya. Perkenalkan, nama saya Maria, saya dari Delika Kesekretariatan. Pertanyaan saya kepada Dr. Mazuri,
Ya, tertarik tentang CSR, bagaimana pertanyaannya?
Nah, kan marketing ini banyak yang produk yang menggunakan tentang apa manajemen lingkungan yang apa namanya kayak mempromosikan tentang manajemen lingkungan kayak sudah ramah lingkungan atau apapun. Nah, ternyata produk tersebut itu melakukan greenwashing atau penipuan kayak gitu. Nah, pertanyaan saya, bagaimana mengembalikan citra produk tersebut agar
dipercaya lagi sama konsumen?
Ya,
Oke.
kan biasanya kalau sudah terkenal greenwashing itu sudah di web itu banyak sekali, dan kita sebagai customer itu pasti kalau membeli sesuatu itu pasti pilih-pilih dan mencari tahu sebelum membeli seperti itu. Terima kasih.
Oke, thank you Maria. Do you understand the question, Dr. Mazuri?
Bolehlah sikit-sikit,
Okay.
saya faham.
Oke, boleh langsung dijawab.
Thank you, Maria. Saya rasa Maria bertanya berkenaan dengan kalau company kita tu dapat give service, how to recover.
Yes, how to recover the company from a bad image of doing greenwashing.
General saja. Maria, it's a good question. Dalam satu marketing ni, sebab tadi kan bila kita buat CSR, kita nak build up kita punya brand, kita nak orang trust our company, kita nak orang loyal to our product. Sekiranya ada case yang, contoh Maria, saya bagi contoh lah kan. Saya bagi contoh, contohnya kita kat hotel, kita nak check in hotel for example. So maybe we experience a bad service. A bad service. Kita masuk dekat hotel tu very dirty, and then aircon tak function and so on. So it give our unsatisfied people. So jadi kita macam tak percaya to go to that hotel in the future. So apa yang boleh dibuat kalau kita ni adalah company atau hotel tu, sebenarnya kita boleh menggunakan satu term marketing ni, service recovery. Service recovery ni is very important element. Sekiranya kita experience a bad service, owner tu akan segera kepada bilik yang lain. Bilik yang macam aircon dia lebih power, kebersihan dia lebih mantap. So, customer tu akan rasa macam, baguslah. Maksudnya, service recovery is very important. So that, Maria mungkin tak ingat dah yang foto, yang function tu, tapi you lebih ingat kepada a service that recover by hotel. So dalam satu maybe student ada yang marketing pengajar marketing, service recovery is very important for the service providers. Kadang-kadang kita ada benda yang lacking, kita punya counter service is not so good. Mungkin pada hari tersebut sahaja, yang kalau saat mungkin on that day only, but every maybe hari itu sahaja. Tapi biasanya our services is very fantastic, strong. So the service recovery, you have to change. You have to recover immediately to that consumer. So itu dalam kata macam services lah. Jadi you macam restoran macam digital. So when the consumer feel bad situation, they will talk to person, tak dengan cara kita. Jangan pergilah dekat hotel tu gini. So it will hurt the brand. Contohnya hotel ABC. So maybe in the future we want to go to the ABC hotel. Because my friend said that hotel to reflect baiklah, lepas tu standar. But actually the hotel owner they can use the service recovery. So So yes, we going back to the CSR, Maria. The CSR is very important because we know that we are not so strong in the brand, but we can use the CSR to go deeper to our consumers, to our community. You know, we taking care of the welfare of the communities. We you know, we remember to the people surrounding our country, our university. I think, Mariam, there are so many. Actually, I give you one for the service recovery items that really important for the owners to implement.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Maria, I think cukup jelas ya. Jadi kalau ada masalah di bidang jasa, fokusnya ke service recovery and to avoid greenwashing, mungkin kita memperbanyak kegiatan-kegiatan CSR yang membuktikan bahwa kami nggak greenwashing loh. Kami banyak berkontribusi ke masyarakat by showing that our many green CSR activities. Thank you for the answer, Mr. Mazuri. We move to the second question. Satu pertanyaan dari Alifi di belakang, boleh?
Thank you for the opportunities. My name is Olivi from Management Program, and my question will be, what would marketing look like in a world where unsustainable practices are rewarded more than sustainable practices? And also, I've seen like sustainable practices is becoming and appear to be cultural norms instead of having competitive differentiators. And from that, how can companies or organizations suffer or turn over the phenomena with or without the CSR method? Thank you.
Mr. Dr. Mazuri, can you hear the question?
You can summarize?
Can you repeat once again in short, Alifi?
So long.
Yeah, it's so long. I cannot focus also. Can you say it in short?
How the company or organization do the marketing practices if the unsustainable practices are rewarded more than sustainable practices with any method.
Okay, so how company do the marketing practices considering that many people are not still into sustainable practices? So how to convince the market that we are doing a good marketing practices in order to support our sustainable performance? I think that's it, Alifi?
Okay. Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, how the company who do the marketing practices, whereas the consumers do not see the sustainable one. Kan ada?
Yes, correct, ma'am.
Okay. Nowadays, actually all the business owners, multinational, international business, in the marketing practices, we have promotion, we have packaging and so on. Every angle of the marketing practices, as you all learn in the textbook from your lecturers, all is parallel to the sustainability. That's why in terms of the human resource also, we know that from Professor just now, all about the human resource sustainability, green human resource. Sama juga dengan marketing practices. from the sourcing, outsourcing, from the production, from the packaging, from the distributing our product to the consumers. All we learn about the sustainability. Jaranglah yang kita ajar tentang sustainability, but I agree that yang adik yang bertanya, di mana kalau consumers tu tak appreciate, tidak appreciate pun apa yang kita yang orang buat untuk marketing present. So that's why CSR is one of the key channel. Sometimes when we deliver the marketing practices, kita tak sampai pun dekat shareholders. Kita sampai dekat manufacturing or producing our product, our services, and then jual dekat kedai. Tapi bila you implement, you ada embedded dengan CSR activities, kita boleh dekat dengan akal consumers, kita boleh dekat dengan our target market. So kadang-kadang kita boleh sampaikan, kita boleh verbal bercakap dengan mereka, dan mungkin customers will see our CSR activities, sebab CSR ni implicitly affect. Dia tak ada orang kata ada kita nak mengukur ke apa. Kita buat tahun ni mungkin in 2 years in the future, and then the benefit will come. Kita punya brand image is going to be stronger. Semua orang kenal dengan aktiviti-aktiviti yang kita buat dengan customers, dengan orang-orang di luar sana. So kebanyakannya company yang do the right things, do the marketing practices, follow the sustainability, will foresee ataupun will get more benefit lah. Dia akan dapat in terms of the sales, in terms of the everybody know the product, trust and the loyalty adalah benda yang susah kita dapat. We know that ada company yang boleh jual banyak, volume dia tinggi, tapi mungkin consumers tak value, consumers tak don't want to buy, don't want to repeat the purchasing, ataupun tak loyal to that company. So in the marketing, if we do the marketing practices parallel to the sustainability, at the end we can see that kita panggil intangible lah, sebab kita punya brand image tu adalah intangible, benda yang kita tak boleh nak pegang. Intangible. Kalau tangible senang, kita tahu berapa, how many produk, berapa quantity produk. So kalau intangible ni, ia adalah bentuk yang satu abstract, di mana aktiviti yang dibuat tu parallel with the sustainability of environment. Contoh dia akan memberi kesan yang selepas itu, memberi kesan yang kata bila orang percaya, oh everybody is buying our product, everybody is going to our restaurant, going to our kedai dan sebagainya. So saya rasa ada banyak lagi lah mungkin elemen-elemen yang boleh daripada pertanyaan tadi. Terima kasih.
Okay, bagaimana Livi? Okay, clear enough. I think every marketing activity should be directed to convince consumer that we are doing good business and we are doing good marketing, so they will become loyal to our company. Okay, I think that's all for the question and answer session. Once again, thank you, Dr. Mazuri. Please give big applause. And for sharing us many valuable insights about the CSR as a marketing tool aligning corporate values with consumer expectations. And as form of appreciation, we would like to give a certificate to Dr. Mazuri as our second speaker in this occasions.
Thank you.
Okay, this is a certificate of appreciation to Dr. Mazuri binti Abdul Ghani for sharing us very valuable knowledge and insight about the importance of sustainable business environment, especially from the marketing aspect. Once again, give applause to Dr. Mazuri from University Zainal Abidin, Malaysia. Hopefully someday we can meet directly Ibu Mazuri in Universitas Jember. Well, that's the end of our today's session, the second day of our General Lecture Series 2024. To sum up, I have several something to say that I would like to say thank you to all of our 4 speakers from Taiwan, from Malaysia, and also from Australia for sharing us valuable insights about the importance of creating sustainable business environment, especially from the aspect of financial, technology, human resources, and also marketing, in order to achieve superior business performance that will beneficial not only for the company's long-term profit and existence in the market, but also for an enjoyable life for us and for the next generation. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
With that, we come to the end of today's GET Lecture event. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to our distinguished speakers, Honorable Professor Isti, and to all of you who have joined us today. Before you leave, please make sure to fill out the attendance form, as it is a requirement to receive the certificate for this event.
Baik, sebelum meninggalkan tempat ini, kami mohon dengan sangat untuk memastikan bahwa Anda tidak lupa dan telah mengisi daftar hadir. Hal ini sangat penting karena merupakan syarat untuk mendapatkan sertifikat pada kegiatan ini. We hope that the discussion shared today will inspire us all to integrate sustainability into our business practices. Thank you for your time and participation, and we look forward to seeing you at the future event. Have a wonderful day and good luck in your endeavors. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Baik, saya ingatkan sekali lagi, jangan lupa untuk mengisi attendance ini, terutama bagi peserta yang hadir pertama kali di hari ini. Sekali lagi saya ucapkan kepada seluruh peserta yang hadir pada hari ini, jangan lupa untuk mengisi attendance yang telah disediakan, terutama bagi peserta yang baru saja hadir pertama kali di hari ini. Terima kasih. Baik, para peserta yang telah mengisi attendance, kami persilakan untuk meninggalkan ruangan dan berbaris dengan tertib dan rapi untuk mengambil lunch atau makan siangnya. Sekali lagi bagi para peserta yang telah mengisi attendance yang sudah disediakan oleh panitia, kami persilakan untuk meninggalkan ruangan dan jangan lupa untuk berbaris dengan tertib dan rapi untuk mengambil makan siang.
Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Jember. Untuk perekonomian dan bisnis dunia, jayalah selamanya.